Hello and welcome back to the stream campaign. Um, when last we left off, we explored Serpent as much as we could, and discovered that A, it's made of poison, and B, yes, it's gonna make Eden uninhabitable in some future time, which means we need a new home. Um, so, with that said, I'm going to right now give the winning conditions of this campaign. I want to have 50 Kerbals living self-sustained on another planet. And I don't even know whether that's possible, so that'll be fun. But for now, we have stuff we can do. Specifically, we got the Scansat technology, which will allow us to get more science from planets and learn more about them more easily. We don't quite have the super high radar, but we don't really need that for this. So what I want to do is explore Eden. Let's just dock two things. It's going to be pretty easy. Anyway, what I want to do is send up some Scansats and start exploring bodies. Our hang on, let me go back. So we have 42 days. Another thing I'm going to do, because you notice it's day 19, and we've done like 8 missions or something so far. Unfortunately, Kerbal Construction Time, which is a mod I really enjoy, doesn't work with 1.3. So I'm just going to create a new repeating alarm called VAB. It is going to repeat every 14 days all the time. So every 14 days is when we can launch something from the VAB. So basically just 2 weeks to build a thing from the vehicle assembly building. So that should give us some slightly more realism. Unfortunately, like I said, Kerbal Construction Time doesn't work. So it's 42 days until the alignment is proper for one of the planets that I want to go to, which means we'll have about 3 launches before we can actually send something to whatchamacallit. I can check right here. Osiris. So I can launch a Scansat to circle Eden, a Scansat to circle Serpent, and then a Scansat to get out to Osiris. So I'm just going to build the Scansat here. Actually, for this version... Oof. That's actually tricky. I'm going to need this one for the... or maybe this one for the satellite. Anyway, doesn't matter. Science. The survey scanner needs to be on top because it's the only place it can really fit. And of course we don't actually have the really nice batteries or anything. So let's build an adapter core thing. Go out to that. Nope. Followed by this engine, because this is the most efficient engine we have so far. And then we need to wrap it in more science. Specifically, we need this thing, which gives us biome data, and this thing, which gives us terrain data. But I think I want to have that one be horizontal like that. There we go. Alright, so that's our Scansat. Or that's all the science bits we need. We may as well throw on some repeatable experiments, just because they don't weigh very much. Just in case. Ooh, I could also send this up at some point. I don't know how to work this, but it'll be a learning experience. So there we have the Scansat. Let's add some batteries to here. Like that. And then slap on some heavy-duty solar panels there. And just in case, I'm also going to slap on these ones. If you have 3 extendable and trackable solar panels, or at least threefold symmetry, there's never going to be orientation in which your spacecraft cannot get any light, which is good. I like that. So there's that. We do need antenna on these. So I'm just gonna do 2-fold symmetry here and wrap it up, or over here. Yeah, that looks good. So these are relay antennas, which I like. Just the more communication options, the better, in my opinion. So this is our Scansat. It has 3,000 meters per second of delta V, which I like too. It's a decent amount. So I'm just going to call this basic Scansat basic. Alright. Let's get the expensive but light version of that. So this isn't that heavy, which means we can use our save. That actually fits. Okay. We can use our saved launch system, the Pee-wee 1. Except normally, I should have kept the Pee-wee 2 variant out. Okay, this is going to aggravate the living daylights out of me. Okay, you go there, you go there. You are now the Pee-wee 1. Yes. Okay. So this will be enough to do, or to get to, get into polar orbit around Eden. But I also just want to make sure, double check, or double make sure that it can actually get to Serpent. So I'm just going to throw on some little solid rocket boosters here. So there's that. These should fire with those, which should fire before that. There we go. Drop it down to 0 too. Alrighty. Scansat basic. It's good. One thing I don't want to forget, because I really like having this on here, is that thing. Anything else? Might as well throw these on, because you can never have too many antennae. Okay. 40,000, it's not too bad, especially when we have all this money. And I can also, actually I won't be able to. That'll be actually interesting. I don't know how much delta V I need to get to Osiris. So that's gonna be a fun thing to do. Figure out. Alright. Yeah, let's launch this. I don't like that the rockets aren't making a sound. Is that like an option I turned off or something? I might have to restart the game. I mean, the sound's definitely working. It's just the rockets aren't making it. Oh. Yeah, I'll go to Serpent first. Why not? Launching into the sunrise again. Alright, that's probably enough, actually. Don't want to get too aggressive with that turn. It really bothers me that I can't hear those rocket engines. Airstream protective shell is the hottest, and the critical part, at only 42%. This is very good at keeping things cool. Wow, this has just so much delta V. Alright, let's cut those engines, I guess. All right. Just to get up to space. Let's open up the... Where are they? There they are. Extend. Open those up. I don't know if these engines have any vectoring. I mean, I guess they do, since there's a gimbal limiter. Alright, I'm just waiting for this to get turned to start going down. There we go. Alright. 24 is good. That'll make that fall away. just the force of pushing this away put it into the orbital camera. Okay, so I can turn this properly now. Wow, even this turns slowly. And we can open up the solar panels. Another thing I don't know is how many solar panels is needed to get power all the way over at Osiris. So Osiris is this one, which is pretty far away from Helios. So I don't know whether I will be able to power the spacecraft up there. In fact, since I now have spacecraft ability or Scansat stuff, I do want to get a Kerbin Sekhmet. I think, yeah, it's Sekhmet. Which is only 18 days away. I could do the next one. Yeah, I'll wait. I'll wait for that because I don't want to miss Osiris. Sekhmet can wait because it's fast enough that we don't, or that we get encounters pretty quickly. All right. Anyway. We can accelerate upwards. And finish this orbital insertion burn. Oh, this engine makes a sound. Okay. Now, while we are in a polar orbit, we may as well use this time to figure out how much delta V we need to get to Sekhmet. Or not Sekhmet, Osiris. So I want to be burning such that we leave in a prograde orientation. And I could use gravity assists from Eden and the Atlas to get out there, and even Seth. So this is kind of like a maximum delta V requirement here. It's about 2,000. Not counting the node, or the little node change there. So if I budget for 3,000, I should be good. Just to super overbuild. Okay, that's good to know. But we're not going to Sekhmet, or Osiris. We are going to Serpent on this mission. Specifically, Serpent in such a way as we get a polar orbit. So something like that. That should be good. Alright, that's good enough. Alright, so I need to burn westward to put this into a polar orbit. Whoa there. Let's check out the orbit, because I want this to be as close to 90 degrees as I can. Okay, that's pretty good. And I also want this to be, I believe, 25 kilometers? Of course, now that I say that, I don't actually know. So I think it's 25. It's either 25 or 250. And 250 seems too high. But on the other hand, no, it doesn't. It's 250. So 250 is the optimal range for this. And this just needs to be within a set range, and this just needs to be within a set range. And 250 is included within those. So if I burn if I burn radially here, I can push my, or pull my periapsis up. To 250. And I can flip this around. Do the actual capture burn. Okay, I am going down, which means I need to burn radially to negate this vertical speed. And I can properly circularize myself. There we go. So, we are now in orbit. So we can run. We can start running suboptimal. Dang. That's wrong then. Start radar. So that's ideal then. And deploy scanner. Perform orbital survey. So what this does is it just scans for resources. Which means now we can we can actually just look down at the thing, or use Scansats map to scan for resources. So this is the ore map of Serpent. It looks like there's ore everywhere, which is good. There's less ore in these little patches, which looks like the patches of poisonous flats. We can get stuff like uranite, which is for surface mining. You can mine, refine, and use uranium to power your stuff. So it's also everywhere except it looks like where the flats are. The thing that's most important, though, is water. Water would be very handy. And unfortunately, water is most where ore is least. So that's not good. Oh well. There still is ore. There's just less of it in the flats. But also, the flats are easier to land on. So I think the flats will be where I build my base eventually. So what is the optimal range for that Scansat then? Now that I've put that into orbit. I wish it would tell you in the right-click menu. Science! You. 250 kilometers. I'm not crazy. See, this has to be at least 25 kilometers. And this one has to be between 5 and 500. Okay, so why did it say it was suboptimal then? That confuses me. Let's go back out there and see if I can raise the orbit at all. So maybe it has to be at least 250 kilometers for it to be optimal. Because I'm slightly beneath 250 now. So let's point... Actually, let's just wait for... Let's just wait for Apple apps. Yeah, there we go. Now it's ideal. Alright, so if we point down, we can negate this little bit of vertical speed we have and circularize our orbit just a bit more. And we might be able to bring it to within 250 because I don't want this to be not ideal either. Oh, but that's always going to be ideal. Okay. All the same. There we go. Now we're above 250. We're not going to get too high. We're not going to get too low. So this should still work beautifully. What that does is, that is map type. I want biomes. Can I turn off resources? Yes. So you see the biomes are very sparse except for where we have orbited so far. So it's just as this goes around, it will keep scanning the surface. He said, immediately realizing that it's not actually doing that. Okay, go away, alarm clock. Goodness. Oh, it is. It's just for some reason it wasn't updating on that map. Let's bring the alarm clock back, just because it's nice to have that. So as you can see as we go along, and it does work both in time warp, there it is. It does work both in time warp and in, when you're not even focused on the thing. You notice there was a moment there where we weren't doing anything. That's because we went behind the planet and we lost power. So that does happen, which is annoying, but it's not going to wreck anything. We will get it eventually. And then the other one, the terrain, is what this does. And this isn't very accurate. The other one that I don't have yet is more accurate. So this is just altitude. The other one does like slope and everything. And it's really handy to do for landing. But we know on Serpent at least where flatness is. And that is these poisonous flats. And one of the things it looks like you have to watch out for is accidentally putting yourself into a synchronous orbit. What is up with that? Did I seriously accidentally put myself in a synchronous orbit? Is that actually what's happening right now? Jeez Lapedes, it is. Okay. So, note to self, don't do synchronous orbits. I wasn't even trying to do that. What the heck? It must be semi-synchronous then, because this is an actual synchronous orbit. Okay. Let's boost our periapsis up to 75 there. Or apoaps. And it may not be ideal for this, but I'd rather have non-ideal that actually gets the job done than ideal that doesn't. Nope, too far. Ah, but we're still ideal. That's good. Okay. Let's try this again. But better this time. There we go. Now we're starting to slice off the edges of these little ovals. Much better. And as you can see, we're getting completion percentages. And once we get a full complete thing, then we can run the little analyzer thing, and it'll give us some science for our troubles. And we're ready to actually launch another thing. So I'm going to go back to the Space Center. We have 28 days till the transfer window. I don't have enough science to do anything of import. I want to see if I can build a big ol'... I don't have rover... I do have rover wheels. Okay. Not very good rover wheels. I might not send a rover to Osiris. Let's load up the Scansat basic and get rid of all of this. So here's our Scansat. This is what we will try to put into orbit around Osiris. It's not actually what we're going to try to put into orbit around Osiris, now that I say that out loud. Because what we need to put into orbit around Osiris needs to have this thing. How heavy is that? 0.075. So anything else that is 0.075 that I can slap on there. Nope. But there are two of these. If I put two of them like that, of course you're going to overlap and be annoying. What's this? 0.07. That's actually better. I like that much better. So there is my radio communications that we're going to have. Which means I can slap on 4 of these still. When I extend that, it looks like that. I'm going to actually turn that around. Yes, I want 4 of them. That makes so much sense. There we go. Turn it around to look like that, so it doesn't get in the way of this. So there's our antenna. I will move you around to here. So this is not a relay antenna, it is a direct antenna, but these are, which means the next probe I send to Osiris, if I send any, only have to communicate with this satellite, because this will be able to relay between Eve and the surface, or wherever, of Osiris. So long as this can reach, I guess, which it should. This is the biggest and baddest antenna I have. So if it can't reach, then I'm just screwed. Alright, and I will put 2 of these on there. 2 is not exactly 4, but the only orientation which I won't be able to get any sunlight is if the sun is facing direct on, and I have these 4 big solar panels, which should prevent that from being too big of an issue. I am going to double this up, though, because I don't know how much power. Well, I do know that these take a lot of power, and I don't think the few that I have, I'm gonna actually get rid of those. I don't think the few that I have will be able to keep those powered. I'm just gonna squish these in, be all cheaty like. Nope, that's too far. Let's do that. So 2 is just going to be help me get better power out of from all the way to Osiris. I'm going to slap these back on because I do like having them. I just don't like them being in the way. Okay, so this is what we're going to send out to Osiris. This is good. This is beautiful. It's glorious. Making sure I'm not missing any obvious science, and I'm not. Okay, and 3,000 should be enough to be able to enter into, to do a capture maneuver at Osiris. Should be, I don't know if it is. We'll find out. If not, hopefully I can set it into a semi-capture, so I can just use various gravitational assists to help slow it down. Because I don't believe Osiris has any actual atmosphere for aerobraking. So now we need another 3 kilometers to get it to Osiris. .3 is not enough. So let's just double that up. 3.5 is too much. Definitely don't need that. 3 kilometers. Brilliant. So now we have to get this into orbit. And let's wrap a fairing around it. So I'm going to put the fairing down here, even though I could put it, so hang on. So I'm putting the fairing down here rather than up here, because this part weighs. It weighs 0.75 tons. So if I put it up here, then I'm going to have to carry this fairing base all the way to Osiris, which I think is... Why would you do that when you could opt not to? So it's got this big fairing, but I don't care because it's going to save me fuel in the long run. So we have 12 kilometers. I keep clicking out of this. Let's see if we can launch this with the Peewee. Or a variant of the Peewee. So what I'm going to do here, actually, is pull off... Actually, I'm not going to pull off anything because that's the route, and I don't want the coupler to be up there. Slap this on here. And slap on some of these. Make sure it's right in the middle. Can I go all the way up? Literally just pair off the Peewee's core stage to put this up. And then, of course, duplicate the engines and onion stage this. Okay, so I want all 3 engines to fire, followed by these to release. No, followed by these to release, followed by those to fall apart, followed by that to open, followed by that to stage, followed by that engine, followed by that to stage, followed by that engine. Good. So that looks like it'll actually get into orbit, mostly. It might be a bit of a trick to do so. I've got the fins on there, so that's good. So I don't need to rely on just what I have. I am... Ooh, now that I see that, I'm going to add one more part. It still fits in the fairing. It's still got mostly enough delta V. That's good. And I don't have the SRB nose cones yet, so I'll just slap those on and use Ullage engines to do what I want. So there, but you need to go fire with those. And all the way down here, I want you to fire like that. Brilliant. Last thing, I need struts up at the top, because that's where the it's going to be the most wobbly, and the bottom, because that's where the thrust is. Don't need struts here because they're already connected directly. And I can't strut up here because I can't go through the fairing, I don't think. which is a problem with having a fairing. You're opening yourself up to wobbly. Yeah. So I can connect it to the fairing, but that doesn't help all that much since it's already connected right there. What I could do, potentially, is... Where's structural? Isn't it under structural? Is it under aerodynamic? No. I could throw a basic fin on here. That would probably work. Nope. Clearly not there. Stop making a mess of things. If I do that, then I can fairing off of that. Or put a thing off of that, moving it up. And I should also slide you off, slap you on. And now, of course, the fairing doesn't match. Can I edit fairing? There we go. So I've still got enough delta V. That's all I care about. And I have enough thrust at atmospheric pressure to get off the ground. Alright. So this is the Scansat basic long range. Save that. And let's launch it. Unable to launch. Craft is too large for the launch pad. It is too tall. That's unfortunate. Darn. It's just barely too tall, too. Damn. That's a launch pad issue, not a VAB issue. Come on. This is 36 meters. Okay. Let's see how much it takes to upgrade that launch pad then. Yeah, that's worth it. I'm going to need it upgraded anyway at some point. Okay. So let's run the clock out, I guess, to be fully in compliance with this alarm clock business. Delete on close. So we have another one in 15 or 14 days. So now we can launch the Scansat basic RL. I don't like that there's two of them, so I'm just going to delete one of them. And see how well we do. There's going to be a trick to launch too. I can hear a rumbling sound. Okay, that's actually going to annoy me. I'm going to quit out. Actually, I'm going to revert to the vehicle assembly so I don't quit out when it's all bothering me. I'm going to reset really quick, because it bothers me that I can't hear those engines. Save game. Nah, I don't need to. It's going to save automatically. So the game will go dark for a moment, though. Sorry. Let's quit. And come back in a moment. And now, of course, I am super self-conscious about how long it takes to boot up this game. And now you guys get to see all the fancy loading screen pictures that they have for before Kerbin, which is very nice. Yay! Resume saved. Gout stream. Hopefully that fixed it. If not, then I don't know what to do. Alright, Scansat basic long range. Let's do this. The reason I called it basic is because eventually I'm going to have a Scansat that has the radar altimeter on it. Or the high sensitive radar one. Alright. So yeah, we can just go. There's no need to wait. There we go. That's the sound I like. Start keeling it over. Be as close to equatorial as possible, just to make sure that I'm not doing, not shooting myself in the foot one way or another in terms of intercepting Osiris with this. It bothers me that the prograde tracking always goes above the prograde vector. Makes it very hard to do a smooth gravity turn. And they fly apart nice and easily. It's a good view of a serpent behind us there as we shoot towards the sunrise. I actually am starting to get towards apoapsis. That's... Guess I've never had an upper stage that has this low of thrust weight ratio before. I do have that protective airstream cone and a lot of delta V left in this stage, so I can afford to just plow through the upper atmosphere. Wow, the thing isn't even getting hot. We're going decently fast through the upper atmosphere here. I'm surprised. Alright, that's good enough. So now we just wait. Oof, that's a bad visual artifact there. Alrighty. So we can separate those, separate that. We can extend the solar panels. And the antenna. Alrighty. We are now in space with this thing. I also want to copy over my scripts from Chaos. Copy path, 0 exonode, and circle nearest. So if you've seen my Kerbal Space Program streams before, you've already seen these two scripts that I use for most of everything that I do. And what they basically do is circle nearest creates a, I can even show you. Run circle nearest. It automatic. Run circle nearest. There we go. So it creates a maneuver node at either your apoapse or your periapse, whichever one is closer to you. And that maneuver node will automatically circularize your orbit at that location. And exonode executes any maneuver node, or executes the next maneuver node in your system. So it's just an easier way of doing that than fiddling with conic sections. Alright, I do want to make sure that I don't do something stupid with that staging. Good. So if I run exonode now, it automatically warps towards the node, calculates how long the burn duration is going to be, orients the craft in the proper position, and everything like that. I did write these manually by hand a long, long time ago, and haven't looked at them since. The joys of programming. I could take some time out of an episode at some point to go through what they all do, but or like how they do what they do. But I don't feel like doing that right now. So there we go. We have a circularized orbit with our large Scansat. Not quite perfect. That is actually the worst I've seen this done, but I don't care. So now what I want to do is set up a thing for Osiris. So that is going to be something like right around here, I bet. Actually, it's going to be even farther along because it's still 30 days out. And I already said it's going to be about 2,000, so I can just spread this out to 2,000 before even looking at where this is going to be. And then, you know what? I'm not going to do this now. It's still 27 days out, and my orbits are so tight that clicking the next orbit button is just going to be tiring. So I'm just going to leave this here in parking orbit for now. It's got enough power. It will be perfectly fine in this orientation. So yeah, I will just leave this here and go back to the Space Center. And while we're waiting for the next VAB to click over, I'm going to fly this Scansat. In fact, what I could do, this has enough fuel. I could probably bring this back to Eden and run the Scansat there instead of launching a second one. But I won't because it's always nice to have more communication satellites. So this is still 99% done. 99.99. I wonder if that'll ever tick over to 100%. If it doesn't by the time this rolls around, I'll just call it good here, because 99.9 is still very good. Yeah, it looks like I'm just going to have to be stuck with 99.99. Alright. So I'm just going to run analyze data. Gives me 37 science. Let's transmit that. Wow, that's a lot of data to transmit. And recharge the batteries. So we can then analyze the radar data. And just give us a little bit more science. Alright, so that's going to stay in orbit, doing its thing. I don't really care much about it anymore. It will probably eventually reach 100%. We do have some science, but I can't afford anything yet. This is going to be nice. I like this. Let's see, what else do we get? The grabber could be handy at some point. This might be useful just to build some atmospheric craft. Or this so I can start building out a exploration ship. I don't know. At any rate, we have 7 minutes to launch the other Scansat for Eden. Delete on close. So we have another amount of time. So I'm just going to do the basic for this. There's no need for the long range for such a silly short mission. Even the basic is overbuilt. Alrighty. In fact, I'll leave this up. Why not? So we need to go north this time. Huh. That's nifty. Anyway. Let's go, but we need to go west of north, just a tad. Like there. I'll start tipping over. That's probably good enough. That was smart of me. Good job. Good job in doing that. I should really just wait until it's daytime. It's kind of annoying launching all of these at night. Alright, 250 kilometers is my goal, so I don't have to turn this over and stop the apoaps from rising, at least until a point. There is a slight cooldown on these engines, though. Alright, there we go. I did not bring chaos on this, so I just have to stick with my puny human abilities. And somewhere around here is you. And you. Goodbye, booster stage. Alright, let's wait till 5 seconds. There we go. Alright, we can deploy the scanner. We can start doing that. And start doing that. So it should be, everyone should be all optimal. Ideal, ideal, and you're good to go. I can just perform the orbital survey right here. As long as you don't run out of power. You're gonna run out of power. Alright, so there was that. I need to try to get this to match up just right with the sun. Okay, let's rotate it properly. I guess it doesn't really matter what else I do. So there we go. I think that's about as max sun as I can get. So let's fill up on the batteries and try again. Nope, that's still not going to work. Why is that not going to work? Are you both transmitting? Is that the reason? No. Arg! Do I need to send up an engineer to add more batteries to this thing? Apparently I do. That's sad. Or, here, I can stop the radar and this, because that's sucking up juice too. So if I run them one at a time, or if I run just this on its own, it might not be so bad? Question mark? Nope, it's still bad. That did nothing. Got up to 63%. Yeah, I'm just gonna need to send up an engineer at some point with more batteries for this. That's annoying. Oh well, I can at least get the biome data. Doesn't resource data doesn't really matter anyway. Ah, I'm sad. Okay. Oh, I like that you can also see the the radar thing. Oh hey, this piece is falling in. Let's watch it. May as well. Wonder if it'll burn up, because this is coming in pretty steep. Oh. Oh. Kablamo! Wow, it just immediately flips over. It's because the engine was the heaviest part of it. That's interesting. So now it's just going to lawn dart into the ocean. At like Mach 1. That's actually slowing down a significant amount. Not enough to survive. Due to overheating, splashdown, was destroyed, was destroyed, was destroyed. Awesome. Alright. We do have some contracts to put satellites up. I could do that. Alright, I'm gonna close that alarm for now and push us to an actual sunrise and then add that back in. Vab. I want it to be 14 days away, repeated every 14 days, good to go. So now we just have to wait on the Osiris thing. We don't have any more launch opportunities before then. What is the window for Sekhmet? That's now 23 days away. So we could... Why did that not... I am confused. Kerbin to Sekhmet. Oh, that's a long ways away. Never mind. Okay. So let's skip forward towards... Okay. 3 hours until the perfect window. I don't know if it's exactly perfect. But that should allow us to set up our maneuver node. While I'm here, I'm going to rename this to something that's not so boring. Rename to Osiris Scansat, because I am original like that. I'll call this a probe, even though it is also technically a relay. Okay, so there, let's shoot it out to 1,000 or 2,000. And then orient it properly along the line. There we go. So I will be ahead of it still if I launch right now. I'm going to kick it forward a bunch. When is that maneuver node? 2 days. Okay. We don't need any of that. Still got that set as target. Okay. Let's see if I can get that any closer. Nope. Okay. The problem is I am too far out of plane. So what if I do that? Oh, come on. Oh. There we go. We got an encounter. Nice. In a year. That's fine. That's fine. We can do that. I don't know how long it's going to take to burn, but I don't have to know because Chaos knows. So if I run, I'm going to actually quick save it really quick. Run exit node. Okay, I don't need that. I don't need any of those. Okay. I feel like that's wrong. But I don't know for sure. And I guess it does need to go way down like that. Okay. It just seems wrong, especially if this actually puts us into the atmosphere. These cannot be closed, so if they break off, then they break off. That's pushing us deep into the atmosphere on this burn. Okay, I don't like this. No me gusta. I have had issues with run exanode having issues when it time warps like that. Like the maneuver node will be a significant amount of degrees off of what it should be. So hopefully we don't get that. Oh. Okay, I don't care about you. I guess I could care about you, but I don't. And I do have satellites I should be launching. Those two that are for Serpent, I could probably launch those both on the same craft. That's a thought. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. And of course not. But that's fine. All that means is I'm just going to have to wait and do the maneuver node just a bit later. Maybe like right there. Run exanode. It's going to just immediately start burning. Okay, hopefully that doesn't put us inside the atmosphere. And it doesn't look like it will. Probably will break some various speed records on this burn though. Officially faster than any probe's ever gone now. Of course, we don't get a speed record for that or anything. Will we even get a speed record for going 4,000 meters per second? No, of course not. Lame. Alright. So there we go. That was our thing. Now we have a closest approach. And we can make a course correction here. Alright, can I focus view on you? Because I want to put this in such a way, of course, you're going to do that to me, okay? So let's use you. Damn it. Okay, now I need to bring that closer. Which of course can't be done with that. Oh, too far. Yep, knew that would happen. Because I'm like facing directly straight in on the prograde and retrograde. So even the slightest mouse movements from that orientation will mess up everything. I feel like it shouldn't be that hard to get a very close encounter with this planet. Alright. What I'll do... No, because I don't have those proper maneuver nodes quite yet. Nope. Too far. Too far the other way. Damn it. There we go. Are we still on a... Yes, good. This is good. Alright, so I need to go retrograde just a bit more. That's too far. Damn it. Now it's back way too far. Perfect. It's almost directly underneath it, too. Me gusta. 40 kilometers. I like it. So now I will add for a maneuver node course correction. I want to say 10 minutes in advance. Add. So it's only 10 days away. But I do have an extra VAB that I could use right now. And I may as well use it. Right? Yeah. Let's use it. So we've got this set up. It's all good to go. Everything's hunky-dory. So let's go back to the Space Center and launch something. And I don't know what. Let's check our missions, see what we have. Rescue, test, build a new orbital station, build a new surface outpost. Okay. I can land on Serpent and do this. I could do... So that would be both of these. Or I could launch both of these satellites. I like both of these satellites idea. That's a good one. So let's do that. So we have two satellites that we need to launch. Thermometer, Materials Bay, and Materials Bay and Mystery Goo. We don't happen to have a splitter, do we? Ha 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 ha. We do. Alright. Here we go. Actually, before we do that, I want to make sure that I can build what I want to build. So first off, I guess I could build giant relay satellites. This monstrous antenna. Nah. They have to be small enough to fit together. I will put this one on there though. It's cute and small. We'll slap on some batteries. Those are too big. So we'll put those on there. And then pop that on. That plus this should be enough. Yeah, it's way more than enough. In fact, I could get by with even smaller. I bet. If I go with... Do I not have them? There they are. I go with those two. That's 2,000. That's plenty. And I bet you the structure is already big. I might be able to fit on the big ones. No, they're gonna overlap. Okay, fine. Let's put on those just to super overdo it. No, that's ridiculous. I do not need that much power. That's probably good. I do want... Not those. That one. Awesome. Okay. now that I know this is enough, now I'll just build it from the bottom up. Engine, that one, followed by 2 of the little tanks. Oh, but one of them, okay. They both need the materials bay, damn. Fine. Structural. So there's that. Let's plop on that. Followed by the materials bay. Other order. Followed by the big engine. That's plenty. Plenty, plenty. Let's still slap on the 4. Except I want to put that in the 45 degrees. Like so. And we may as well throw on this while we're at it. And while we're at it, let's put on 2 of these. That's gonna collide. No me gusta. Put on 2 of those like that. Might have to extend the... Why don't I put them up here? Then move you down here. I like that idea better. Much better. Okay. So, one of them needs a thermometer, one of them needs mystery goo. So, to keep it balanced, I will put both a thermometer and mystery goo on both of them. So I have 2 mystery goo to keep it balanced, 2 thermometers to keep it balanced. Excellent. This is our probe that we're going to be launching. Except, we're going to be launching 2 of them. Which means we need to build this again, but backwards. So we start with the Terrier, put on the little fuel tank, followed by 4 of these, followed by the materials bay, followed by this little thing, and all of those, that, 2 batteries, a hex core, not to be confused with Lex core, that. Perfect. That is our thing that we need to launch. And we need to get this into orbit. So both of these can be fired at the same time. But also, just because I'm a stickler, I'm going to do this. Spread that out into... I also need some batteries on there. Maybe solar panels. Brilliant. Okay. Now I need to get this to the moon, which shouldn't be too hard. If I do that with this engine, I could probably do it. Barely. I don't like barely. Let's do that. This engine. Let's do that with this engine. I like that better. There we go. Yes. No. Let's just go full on. May as well. Gonna get a lot of money from this anyway. There's like a $300,000 contract. We have the funds. So now we need to get this into space, which is going to be tricky insofar as it's just awkwardly shaped. But our fairing fits over it, so that's good. Just to make things not so wobbly. I'll link this to that. And I will link these together like that. Although I bet you that'll cause imbalances. So I won't do that. Okay. So we need to get this into orbit, which is fine, because we can just do our Pee-wee thing. I really need to save the Pee-wee 2, the bigger version. Alright, I'm just going to save that as that. I don't think I need to go all the way up on this one. Okay, that one fires, followed by the release, followed by the staging, followed by the thing, whatever this is called, fairing. Yep, it's good. And I might need to go all the way up on this. Let's go one higher. Then make sure that this is actually centered. Like that. And with the ullage motors. Ullage motors should fire with the separation. Okay. There we go. Oh, it needs structural stuff too. Those together and link these together. Alright. Brilliant. So this will be called Dual Sat. Just because I don't have any creative name other than that. Okay, I will call this the Pee-wee Heavy. And this goes, say, 1 meter, 12 tons LEO. Alrighty. So now I don't have to keep constantly rebuilding this launch vehicle. Okay. So this is going to... They're both going to around Serpent, so this is going to be an easterly direction. So yeah, let's launch this. Nope. Bad. Bad, bad, bad. I forgot. Kerbin engineering system. I like my data. Cannot take it from me. There we go. Now let's launch it. Let's wait till daytime, because why not? There we go. Wow, that shadow's like almost perfectly horizontal. That's cool looking. Okay, here goes. On track. Come on. There we go. Goodbye. Awesome. I love those shadows. Those look so cool. Oh. Bad. There we go. Let's see how our Scansat is doing. It's doing remarkably well. Okay. It's ready to go. Goodness. Let's check this out while we're here. We do have question marks. Do we have question marks on Serpent? There is the skull on Serpent. Which I wonder if it shows up on... I think that's the skull over there. Let's see, we have the poisonous flats. Poisonous flats. I don't like that these poisonous flats and these poisonous flats are a different color. I wonder if there's a reasoning behind that. I also don't like that I'm apparently just plowing through the upper atmosphere like this. Okay. I mean, I have a bunch of extra delta V. This just seems slightly wasteful. That's what I get for not paying attention. Oh well. Let's just see how well that goes. I might need to send another thing, another manned mission to get these slightly less blue poisonous flats to see if they're a different biome. Alrighty. So we've got our apoaps up. Apparently we just need to wait for a periaps. Is this really happening? Is this my ascent profile? Am I serious with this? Just screaming through the upper atmosphere. I mean, again, I have extra delta V, so I don't really care all that much. I like that my orbit is barely going down. This fairing is doing a great job of keeping me not very, or keeping me very aerodynamic. I like that. It's also probably just the hottest thing ever. 63%, that's I think as hot as I've seen it get. See, it's actually got the temperature icon here. Okay, let's raise our apoaps back up. Hey, and we're rising, going up through the atmosphere. What's this? Oh. That's a lot of... That's a lot of options. I'm just gonna leave that be. Like this, the zoomed in map. There, you can see the limitations of the radar that I'm using. It's all super pixelated. Because the biome's all nice and smooth. Rocky highlands, grassy uplands, grassy lowlands, sandy shores. I don't think I've gotten all of these biomes yet, scienced. Let's see, we have the dark blue metallic, or poisonous flats, which I've got. We've got the metallic highlands and the bumpy midlands. We don't have this purpley poisonous flats yet. So I think I do need to send at least one more lander. What's the map type? What's terrain look like? I bet you that'll show the skull. Yeah, there it is. Oh, and we do have slope data. Just not very accurate slope data. Nice. Alright, let's go back to biome, but then close it out because I don't care. Well, we made it into orbit eventually, and that's what matters. It took us just screaming through the atmosphere. at a gajillion miles an hour. But we got here. Alright, I can probably throw off the... At 65, I'll throw off the fairings. You can see they're affected by the little tiny bit of drag that we have up here. I like that. We can also throw off the booster stage. Leave that to crash back into the planet. I did not get a chaos on this, so again, we don't get to use that. And I forgot to put solar panels on the actual ascent stage or transfer stage. And I put the wrong solar panels on this, but that's okay. Oh, I did put solar panels on it. Oh well, too late now. Should make sure that all these boxes are checked for us. Maintain stability. Yeah, so it's just reach and maintain. Reach and maintain. Good. Alright, I'll go to 10 seconds. Boost myself up to a proper orbit. Okay, it's good enough. And let's get to Serpent. Just gonna be like right about here. Nope. 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 No. It's definitely not what I wanted. Okay, I want to make sure that I'm actually going to be intercepting at the right angle. That is not the right angle. There we go. Excuse me. I'm sorry. And that's close enough to what I want to do. Rotate back around. Get rid of that. We don't need it. I'll just use the map. My other guy. I feel like I should see that Scansat that I left. Is it already like outside the atmosphere or something? No. Might just not be close enough to it. Alright, no worries. Let's go 3 times. Just to push this up. Doesn't look like we're having any physics troubles with that. 18's good. Okay. So now we just circularize here. Actually, let's just do this the simple way. Oh, too far. Clipping there is worrying me. I don't know how it'll react when I actually detach these two probes from this core. Agency blank. That's awesome. Perfect. I might actually have to go into the thingamajigger to actually see what that is. I'm going to do that before I actually separate these. Yay, relay satellites. They're the best. Okay, let's quick save, go to the Space Center. Figure out what corporation I'm working for. Explore the Atlas is just flyby. Sign the waiver. I mean, I do want to do that at some point, but I can do that later. Okay, Goliath and Agent is just 0. Oh, it's Scansat. Scientific Committee on Advanced Navigation. Okay. Goliath and Scan. That's good to know. Let's go back to the dual sat orbiting Serpent. And quick save again, because again, I don't know how well this will do when I separate them. Hey, they didn't explode. Nothing exploded. That's awesome. Okay. So you will be renamed to Serpentsat 01. And your relay, because everything's a relay. Let's extend. Extend. You're especially relay because you have this thing, the bigger antenna. Okay, so you're going to go to this one here, which means when you're at the antinode, I want you to fix the correction, or fix the plane, but also put your apoaps at the periaps of the target. Like that. But now I need to fix the plane again. Okay. There's that. So it's burning in 10 minutes. I can manage that. I am going to actually add the alarm for this burn there, so I can switch over between these things. So you are Goliath's satellite. Goliath's antinode is even sooner, so I'm actually going to make you burn at the descending node. And do it over here, so I have time to deal with the other satellite first. Push you out. To just touch the thing. Touch the orbit, because once you touch the orbit, then you can do the rest easily. That is very annoying. Jeez Lapetes. There we go. Serpent, I don't care. I don't care about any of this information. Jeez. Okay. There we go. That's good enough for government work. So I'll throw that alarm on you, give you a delay of 5 minutes. Now we can switch over to this thing. This thing is just dual sat probe, probably. Rename vessel, dual sat probe, yeah. I don't care. The reason you're a probe is so you can deorbit yourself. That's the entire reason I put a probe body on you. There you go. Have fun. How much fuel do you have left? You have a lot of fuel left. I could have deorbited you back to Eden. But this is funner. Just drop down to 0 and then fall. Alright. And of course I'm already too far away from the other satellites to do anything. So we'll just jump to ship. And the maneuver node stays. Perfect. I have no idea how long this burn will be, but it won't be too long. Okay, I don't care. It's only going to be like a few seconds, surely. Alrighty. So I've got this in 20 minutes and that in an hour. Okay. So I probably do have time to do this one. Question is, which direction do I go? That direction. Okay. Perfect. So now this maneuver is just a simple matter of lining it. Like that. Perfect. Brilliant. So let's add you in, give you a minute. Then switch over to the dual sat relay. Jump to ship. And you are not just dual sat, you are Goliath National Products. And I believe this is also your first. You have scan. It's just the basic Scansat. What are you? Goliath National Products Supersat 2. Okay, so this is your second one. It's good that I checked that. Goliath National Products Serpent Sat 02. Accept. Okay, apparently I can't activate that engine using the staging. No, I don't care about you. Goodness gracious. Alright, you're gonna be like 6 seconds also. So now you need a maneuver node that A fixes that. And B fixes this. So you need to actually have your periapps. There we go. Like that. There we go. Add you in a minute before, sure. So the Serpentsat's next. Jump to ship. Alright. And the alarm clock will stop me from overshooting, which is nice. But now I don't need to stop it. That was too far. Bam. Perfect. We have entered orbit of Helios. Oh, so our probe just got into orbit. Awesome. And there's the 150,000 for the Scan Serpentsat. Speaking of Scansat, I'm going to change this to actual scan, or Serpent Observer or something. Okay, next on the list is Goliath. Jump to ship. Once again, it'll stop me from overshooting. That's close enough. Have a thermometer. I do have a thermometer on the satellite. What? What happened to my thermometer? I specifically added a thermometer to both of them. Damn it! Ah, fine. There's no way I can revert that flight. I don't want to revert that flight anyway. Damn. Well, there goes all my dreams of grandeur. Just means when I get space planes, I'll need to send a space plane up there with a thermometer and an engineer to just screw a thermometer onto that satellite. Let's go to Osiris and do this maneuver, and then that'll be it for the day. There's Eden, all the way over there in Serpent. We are as far as we've ever been from home. And everything's open, so that's good. So let's get those solar panels oriented properly. And while we're here, we may as well run the science that we do have. Log pressure. Log temperature. I think that's it. That's all the science we can do. So this won't work, and this won't work, and I don't think it matters since Helios doesn't really have any biomes or anything. Alright. Okay, so it's not quite as perfect as I'd anticipated, or as I'd planned. Okay, that goes the wrong way, so we need to turn this around. In fact, while I'm turning it around, I'm going to limit this thruster down to like 10%, just so we have finer controls over our burns. Nope, that goes the wrong way too. So, let's try, nope, that goes the wrong way. Let's try prograde. Ooh, that goes so fast. Just the tiniest little bits of... Okay. Ooh, 11 kilometers. That's cutting it close, but it also means it'll be easier once I do encounter to ditch this so that it crashes into the planet and then do the rest of the burn just on this stage. Speaking of which, I have 5.5 or 2.5 kilometers per second of delta V. How much do I need to intercept? Awesome. Except I need to go up to 200 kilometers. That is glorious. That's fantastic, actually. I don't think I could have planned that better myself. I do, however, want to make sure it's all exactly 90. There we go. Sweet. So let's add a maneuver for the Sphere of Influence change. Osiris encounter. So there we go. We will encounter Osiris a long time from now. Let's orient that craft this way. So the thing is, as we orbit around, so we're going to go, as you can see, more than 180 degrees around Helios, which means the sun will eventually appear directly this way. So if we point the craft upwards, then the sun will be pointing directly at the edges of these side panels, which I don't want. But if I point it this way, then the side panels will always be able to track, which I do want. Actually, which of these do better? These are actually doing better. It doesn't matter. It's not like this is a heavy or high intensity. We have gathered for scientific. It's not a high power demand ship. So we don't need to do anything. So there we go. That is our Osiris probe on the way to Osiris. Let's go back to the Space Center and see what missions are available for us to attempt. Is that enough? We can get one. We can get one science. I feel like this is the science I want to get. Let's see what else. SAS, small rocketry thing, an anchor. I don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need the Werner engine. We'll need the medium landing gear eventually, but not right now. Delta wings and stuff will be nice, along with the air brakes. Again, eventually, once I get up to, like, here, that's what I need. Well, this would be even nicer, but I can build a decent space plane with just these parts. I could probably build a decent space plane with even fewer parts, if I tried. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go with this. Get that out of the way. Eventually I'm going to need that. That's going to be super useful. Alright, I wonder if I could build a space plane right now. I doubt it, because I just don't have the right stuff. I would need rocket fuel, probably. I would need some liquid fuel, but then a decent amount of rocket fuel. Nah, I'm not even gonna try. Never mind. I have the Sprite still. That used the really tiny engines, didn't it? Yeah. It's so cute. So adorable. I still have the Oh, I have the small landing gears now, though. So that's good. Alright. Anyway. I was gonna check out what missions I have. Explore Serpent. Dock 2 vessels on or around Serpent. That'll give me some science. Conduct atmospheric surveys near a butte. Specifics. Orbit around Serpent. Conduct temperature surveys of Eden. Orbital station. Heat shield. Surface outpost. Okay. Rescuing people would be nice. I mean, that's a lot of money. I like it. Plus we get more Kerbals that way. Get more astronauts. Sure, let's do that. So observational surveys, science and data of Serpent, and rescue. So I'm going to get all 3 of these in one go. It's that darn thermometer. Ah! I'm so angry at myself for missing a thermometer somehow. How much does it cost to upgrade? A lot. A lot is the answer to that. How do I run? Because there's like a telescope thing. This thing. How do I actually use it? Log observational data, rerunnable, resettable. Okay. Maybe I'll throw some of these up just to see if they actually do some science? I don't know. I bet you we could check our science building to see what we're missing. If it's like a biome thing or a planetary body thing, or if you just run it once and then never again. So Eden and Space High biomes, it does not mention what we're missing. It just mentions what we have. Okay. Yeah, there's nothing on any of these. Sekhmet, Eden, Atlas, Seth, Osiris, Pearl, a lot of moons, and Frost. I like Frost. Frost looks like it had a big thing impact it. Okay. What does this do? Unlimited Kerbals, nothing else fancy. Unlimited strategies. This gives us action groups. That's about it. Unlimited contracts, but you can still only go up to 13. I might need to do this for farther out missions. We might actually just go on hiatus for a bit, unless... Ooh, here's a question. Can I build a space station? And the answer is yes, I can. I don't have the 4-way connector yet, but I don't think I need it per se. Yeah, I could build a space station. So if I did that, slapped on a crew module, and a science module. Do I need a crew module? May as well. And a science module. Then I can start doing station science. Yeah, that might be what I do next. Alright, but I won't do that right now. Don't save. For now, I'm just going to end this here. Thanks for watching. If you have been, hope your day is going nicely, and hope it continues to go nicely. Take care.